ICSE Mathematics Class 10, Chapter 7, Ratio and Proportion, Exercise 7a. Question 30a. If R square is equal to PQ, so that P is to Q is the duplicate ratio of P plus R is to Q plus R. B. If P minus X is to Q minus X be the duplicate ratio of P is to Q, then so that 1 by P plus 1 by Q is equal to 1 by X. 30a. Answer. R square is equal to PQ multiplied PQ is equal to R square multiplied both sides by Q minus P. The result is the same. PQ square minus P square Q is equal to R square Q minus R square P. PQ square plus R square P transferred are equal to R square Q plus P square Q P transferred plus P square Q. PQ square plus R square P plus 2PQR. R square Q plus P square Q plus 2PQR. 2PQR is added on both sides. We get P is common and Q is common in right hand side and P is common in left hand side. That is Q square plus R square plus 2QR equal to Q into R square plus P square plus 2PR. P plus R whole square Q and P Q plus R whole square. P by Q is equal to P plus R square by Q plus R square. Hence, we can say P minus Q, P is to Q is the duplicate ratio of PR plus is to Q plus R. P plus R is to Q plus R. That is proved. Answer 30b. P minus X is to Q minus X be the duplicate ratio of P is to Q. Hence, P minus Q is to Q minus X is equal to P square minus Q square. P minus X upon Q minus X is equal to P square minus upon Q square. By cross multiplication, Q square into P minus X is equal to P square into Q minus X. Q square P minus Q square X is equal to P square Q minus P square X. P square X transferred positive minus Q square X equal to P square Q minus Q square P minus Q square P. It is transferred, that is minus. S is common, P square minus Q square, PQ common, P minus Q. Then S common, P minus Q into P plus Q because P square minus Q square is factorized P minus Q, P plus Q equal to P Q, P minus Q. P minus Q is cancelled by P minus Q. X into P plus Q is equal to PQ. Px plus Qs is equal to PQ. Px by PQ, Qs by PQ, PQ by PQ, dividing equation by PQ, x by Q plus x by P is equal to 1, s common 1 by Q plus 1 by P is equal to 1, 1 by P plus 1 by Q is equal to 1 by x, hence proved. That's all.